What is good, everybody? And welcome back to another day's video. And today we are going to look through on the E.W roster and how to make a Fed roster. Now, let me just tell you guys, my Fed is getting better, a lot much better, ladies and gentlemen. And we, in 2025, are going to have one great year. But we're going to get into the champions right now. So, this is for one side of enemies, aka Raw. It will be in 2025, it will be Monday Night Raw, E.W Monday Night Raw. So we have, for both shows, we have the Tag Team Champions, and we have the World Champion, the E.W World Champion. But both the Hardys and Kenny Omega are on Raw. And then we have the E.W Enemies Champion. Now it's going to be the E.W Raw Champion, and then we have the Pure Champion, which is our mid-card. So we have two world titles. So let's get into the champions here. So, hang on. So here is Kenny Omega. He is the world champion for E.W, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to be put right here. He's the main guy of the show, of the whole entire company. But the second guy for the show, he is your enemies champion. He is the tribal chief, Roman Reigns, ladies and gentlemen. Roman Reigns is the champion for the show. And then we have the mid-card champion, which is the Ring of Honor Pure Champion. But it is the E.W Pure Champion. And it is whose house? It's Swerve's house, ladies and gentlemen. Swerve Strickland is our next champion. And now, as soon as I set these guys up, here we go. Okay, they're back up. And then the tag team champions on both shows, they are, if you guys saw Christmas Bash, you saw the Usos attacking them. You also saw Shawn Michaels super kicking his former friend Triple H before this match. And they are the tag team champions. It is Matt and Jeff, the Hardys, as the tag team champions. We're going to get into the other champions here soon enough. I'll move the table right here now. Here. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is the first batch. So this is my favorite wrestlers and some customs and also some figures I really like using for the Fed for Monday Night Raw. So first we have CM Punk. I think still is the longest reigning world champion. He was the first ever E.W world champion. He did defeat Kenny Omega to become that, but then he is now a babyface after his return, aka a good guy. Don't know wrestling. I've been really liking this figure a lot lately, and I feel like he's going to be a fan favorite for the Fed eventually. It's really good figure. It's a very underrated AEW figure. I know it's in a suit, but I like that. I was a big fan of this guy back in 2020 and 2019 when he had feuds with Buddy Murphy. But it is Malachi, Aleister Black, Tommy End, whatever you like to call him. Great figure, and I'm glad to have him on the roster. And I feel like he very suits it. No pun intended there. I feel like he suits it. So, he suits the roster. So that's pretty good. Let me get him up. We have the next guy who I feel like will be a major star as well. This figure is really nice. And, yeah, and he's one of my favorite wrestlers. He just won the United States title. Please welcome Shinsuke Nakamura. Great figure. Great wrestler. I am so glad to have him. Great character. And you know what, though? Also, great figure to use. He did just lose his United States title to Shinsuke Nakamura. He's one of my favorite wrestlers right now. LA Knight. Yeah! Okay. Now, I feel like this guy, he is going to be a good wrestler for EW. He just won the King of the Ring side for this brand. He's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. And, good figure overall. He's had AEW figures and now WWE figures. It is probably eventually a main eventer in EW. He is the world champion for WWE, the American Nightmare, the American Dream. The American Nightmare, sorry. Cody Rhodes! I really love the figure. I love Cody Rhodes. And what a great wrestler, guys. Okay, now we're going to get into some tag teams here. This tag team, it's pretty good. One of the great tag teams. Great figures in hand, too. But first, we're going to go with a custom. This is in my early stages of customizing. When I didn't really have enough parts. I still don't have enough parts of customizing. But please welcome 2009 Bald Head Randy Orton. And if you guys know who I'm going for as his tag team partner in the tag team scene, he is the Rated R Superstar Edge. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We have Rated RKO. And, of course, Randy Orton is good friends with Cody Rhodes. And so I put them right there. Next figure. And these are the ones that, you know, I've really liked to use the most. And, great posing. And, you know, I know that some figures, you know, might not that be good or something like that, you know. But, it's whatever, you know. And I know that some people don't really like some of the wrestlers or their figures, but it's whatever. This is my opinion, guys. But please welcome the next one, a mid-carder, right now, soon to be main eventer. He was the pure champion before to start off the year. But please welcome Sami Zayn. Great addition to this roster. And, you know, this roster has been going on for months, but we're going to get right back into it. So, but it's so good to have him. The next one, definitely a good high flyer. And he feels like he's having a feud with MJF, or he did. He did defeat MJF before. Please welcome, Why You Bald? It's Ricochet, ladies and gentlemen. Ricochet, great addition to the roster. I really love his figure. I really love him as a wrestler. And please welcome another guy who I really like to use for the figures. I really like him as a wrestler. A hard style, hitting style. Please welcome Ilya Dragunov. Definitely a main eventer for sure in EW. And he is just so good. I'm going to move this table. We're going to get into the SmackDown, a.k.a. Rampage, or Rampage, a.k.a. SmackDown roster after this whole entire thing. Please welcome one of my favorite wrestlers, my favorite figure to use, Mr. GMSI, Mr. Brian Cage, the Machine. He's good wrestler, good figure. Dude looks like an action figure, and I'm glad to have it. Please welcome, he has been sort of a ragdoll recently. He's been starting a feud with just himself. He says that time is not on his side. Time is, or I think he has been saying time is on his side, but this guy is going to be really good in the hardcore scene. We will get into that later. But Darby Allin, pretty good talent. Love him as a wrestler. Love his figure, and I'm glad to have him. The next one, I love him as a wrestler. I don't know about the figure itself. The figure is really bad at posing for me. But please welcome, same birthday as me, Mr. Maxwell Jacob Friedman, MJF. He's better than you, and you know it. The next wrestler we're going to get into, or should I say wrestlers, we have 3 of them. So, and they're good figures. They're my favorite wrestlers. Some of my favorite wrestlers. We have Jimmy Uso. Or I think that's Jay, sorry. Jay Uso, Jimmy Uso, and Solo Sikoa. And you know what though? Hopefully they don't run Rough Shot on Raw, since The Rock is the GM. He owns it with Cena. Or sorry, not with Cena, with Hulk Hogan. And yeah, of course with Roman Reigns as well as the leader of the Bloodline. And they are also feuding with CM Punk. But now, speaking of Roman Reigns, 2 members of the faction, 2 of the 4 members, the leader, he is the Monday Night Messiah, Seth Rollins, and one of his disciples, one of his protege. You may like him, you may not like him. I just got the figure today. He's one of my favorite wrestlers. Also, this is a custom Seth Rollins, I think, Ultimate Edition. Seems it's the Cody Rhodes stuff, and then with the hair, I really like that. But please welcome Austin Theory. He's one of my favorite wrestlers too, and oh boy. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the final favorite figures to use. This is going to be a lot, so hang on. So, one of them, we have Jon Moxley. And then we have Wheeler Yuta, Claudio Castagnoli, a custom character of Red Rain Pain right there. We have the leader, one of the leaders, Bryan Danielson, and in the back of him, in the yellow, it's Eddie Kingston. So, ladies and gentlemen, that will do it, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, we have more roster for Enemies, a.k.a. Raw. We have more roster for Rampage, a.k.a. SmackDown. But we're not going to get into that. Not right now. But yes, this is just a little snippet of the roster and on how to do it. So, peace out, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.